How was Dak feeling physically after that amazing performance, but also that workload?
Outstanding. He came through it great. First question I ask, not only after the game, but days after the game, how's he doing? And he's just doing great.
All right, be honest now, because I know you were very optimistic about how he would play. Did that even exceed your expectations of how healthy he actually was?
Well, I'm going to say this. I sure am glad we've got him, and I'm glad we had him out there the other night. I thought he and Kellen Moore really, when you realize they call plays and then they go up and Dak has the ability to get into another play if he wants to, I just thought relative to the substantiveness of their defense, I thought we played outstanding offensively all the way around. You did too. I mean, we all did.
Yes, absolutely. Mm-hmm. What is the plan for right tackle Sunday against the Chargers?
Plan is to go with Steele, and he'll do a good job. He's a young guy that we're proud of, and he really had a great rookie year last year, relatively speaking, and he'll do a good job out there. We'll give him lots of help.
Jerry, I know it was speculated, but what was the reasoning behind not moving Zach to right tackle? Is that a Mike thing? Is that Zach doesn't really like it? What was the reasoning there?
Not really. I think we feel like that our offense, really, I hate to be trite about it, but it's just best served with him at right guard, and we've got a good alternative, and he will be very helpful to the fact that Steele will basically be out there in the game, and he'll be helpful to him. He will help out that situation. But but really you're reluctant because when you make a move, you talk about position flex in the offensive line, but when you make a move, you're dealing with two people at different positions rather than just one new one in there at the same position he's been practicing. So it's a little more to it relative to what you're giving up when you switch a guy out of a position into another one. That's two position switches.
Jerry, what is the status of Randy Gregory as of today to play Sunday?
He had a positive test. We're looking for negative tests. He's doing things to give him the best chance to have the negative test. And we'll keep testing him out there with the protocol and keep our fingers crossed that maybe we could get a quick bout with this COVID.
Do you know if he's experiencing symptoms?
Excuse me?
Do you know if he's experiencing symptoms? Like that would elongate the process, right?
Well, I would say that it's not serious symptoms.
Jerry, you may answer the same way in terms of not being frustrated. It's just part of the game. But, I mean, you guys, did pretty much everything you could to get the team vaccinated. It was only a few guys unvaxxed last time we heard you and Steven. Is this frustrating? Randy got vaccinated, doesn't have major symptoms, and is still in this situation. How are you viewing this overall with the team in the league?
I just put it in the context of what we're dealing with in the country, what we're dealing with here in Texas. It's not uncommon now for people to be completely vaccinated and have some COVID. Relatively speaking, and our experience with our players last year was that I don't know that we had anybody get real sick with the COVID as our players last year. And so from that standpoint, it's good to know that we've got a good we've got a acceptable record of what happens when they do get the COVID. It creates imposition, obviously, to be tried on how we line it up when the players do get it. But in general, frankly, I've, on a personal basis, I've just come to live with this and know that we're going to have some get COVID, know the protocols. We're doing a really great job, I think, of making adjustments. We had anticipated it. No surprises here at all. And we had anticipated it, and I'm excited that we're going to be able to cope with it, in my view, and I'm excited about these full crowds back in these stadiums across the league It's just great. It's obvious it does make a difference. I was watching the game Sunday, and to have those full stadiums everywhere. I was over to Arkansas and Texas this weekend. Full stadium, storm the field, people everywhere. It's good to have it. It's good to have it back. We need this in the country.
You want to say anything to the Longhorn fans listening right now?
Well, I've got a lot of great Cowboy fans that are Longhorn fans, and that rivalry does unquestionably mean more to Arkansas and Arkansas fans. It's just more meaningful. It was our big game over there for centuries and decades, and so my point is that at the expense of all my good friends that are Longhorns, the Razorbacks did have a good day.
Jerry Jones with Shan RJ every single week right here on 105.3 The Fan. Jerry, I know you were talking with KNC that Greg Zuerlein not being as active in the preseason may have factored in against Tampa. How are you feeling about it now, and have you guys decided to bring in another kicker just in case?
Well, we have had the kicker that we let go when we cut our squad down. We had brought him in because Zuerlein was limited right at the end of preseason, and he had a quad that was bothering him at the time. And so we brought him in. That's why you do that. And so in light of the entire situation, we could bring this kicker in for and have him on our practice squad, and not only have him ready, but also Zuerlein will be, of course, getting his reps out there this week, and that's, in my mind, the logical way to handle kind of moving Zuerlein into a physically solid eye for going ahead. That we, no question about it, we're being tentative with him during preseason, and in my opinion, I think that showed up out there the other night.
Jerry, how close were you guys leading up to the game, not even at the end of camp, with the quad injury and with the fact that he hadn't taken any kicks? How close were you to not having him active for game one and having somebody else?
Not close at all. Not close. We had real good feeling about him, and obviously it's unfortunate. My understanding is he hit the ball high on his first two, but still, we all know that whether it be Tiger Woods or whether it be a baseball player, all athletes have to have adjustments sometime and get their swing back, so to speak. And he's in that category of golfers' swings, or of batter coaching, timing, getting in the groove. To me, that position's in that category.
Jerry, we saw the Raiders Stadium of fans last night in an electric atmosphere and a great game. But let's talk about your feelings heading to this stadium on Sunday, a stadium that you are a proponent of, teams that you are a proponent of getting back to California. Set us up for heading to this venue that you are a big supporter of.
The stadium is magnificent. It's in the entertainment capital of the world. The eyes, when we think of Los Angeles, we think of entertainment. To me, that stadium's going to replace that kind of rickety-looking Hollywood sign that we always saw on the side of that mountain. But it's going to have NFL all over it. Our NFL Network's headquarters has a beautiful location right there next to the stadium. And it just does so much for our game relative to visibility and an image that we want to portray. Stan Kroenke has unbelievably made a commitment, $4.5 billion. The area around that stadium is a part of a $20 billion development. And it is, as far as assets go, as far as a venue goes, or as far as an image of what we would love for the NFL to be a part of, it just knocks it right out of the park.
Jerry, you've always looked out for the other teams, projects like this, NFL Network, what's best for the league. I've always wanted to ask you, why haven't you been more selfish with the Cowboys of maybe we don't need a salary cap and let's not look out for that market, and why so unselfish? I know it sounds like a weird question, but hey, let's get the Cowboys. I know you do everything you can for the Cowboys to succeed, but why have you been such an ambassador for the rest of the league?
Well, everything lifts that lifts the league, lifts the Cowboys. And that when we're not playing in our great venue here in Arlington, then be playing in a venue like that. We're just talking about Los Angeles, and so the overall presentation of the game, the interest in the game, the magic, if you will. You've heard me say, actually, a low percentage, 7% of our fans, only 7 have ever been inside a stadium in the NFL, but they see it through television. And but I knew that when I was building this stadium here, that it's what Al Michaels says about it, going to 25, 30 million people, that also is a huge factor. All of that plays to the attitude about the league. And our game is a great game. It hits at the right time of the year in the fourth quarter. This time of the year, that's when we want all these eyeballs in front of those screens. So it's an exciting game there, and it's an exciting game for all of the other stuff off the field that goes on around it. These networks, when they do movies, they spend millions and millions of dollars promoting that movie. Well, we get to promote the NFL year-round in a lot of ways. And so all of this helps the game. Yes, it does. It helps move the ball down the field. It's all a part of the perception of the game. And I can't tell you what it's been like to be involved in this for 30 years. I never dreamed it'd be so interesting every day. I thought I might get cabin fever when I moved away from oil and gas and the excitement or the challenge. You can get what's cut off in the oil and gas. It is competitive stuff. I said, well, I'll get football won't be that way. Well, that's not right. It's been just as exciting there as well. So all of it is fabulous as far as the visibility, promotion of it. At the end of the day, we need to make first downs. That's what's beautiful about it. At the end of the day, it's in the dirt, as Jason Witten says. It's my town against your town.
Mm-hmm.
It's me against you. And, it's you know that crowd's out there when you're on the field, but it's right down there where the stuff's getting after it is whatever player experiences, and that's what we know as fans is going on.
Jerry, last one. We're talking about the business and franchises and being a special part of the league. When is the last time that you got a phone call or a serious offer from someone else trying to buy the Cowboys from you?
Oh, I just don't know. That usually comes from in this nature. Boy, if ever you were ever thinking about it, look at where I am, and I'm speaking in the third person relative to another person. And so my point is that you're absolutely right. No one in there that knows me well at all would even think that I would carry a thought into that area of not having the Cowboys.